I showed my family proof that my brother was lying about being broke and they blamed me. My brother Derek had everyone convinced he was drowning. Every family dinner turned into a pity party. He'd talk about choosing between groceries and gas. His wife Vanessa would tear up describing how they'd had to cancel their streaming services just to keep the lights on. My parents started covering his car payments. My sister bought his kids school supplies. I Venmo'd him $500 last Christmas because he said they couldn't afford presents. But somehow Derek's garage had a brand new Jeep Wrangler. His kids wore Jordans. Vanessa posted nail appointments every other week. I kept my mouth shut until I couldn't anymore. The breaking point was my dad's retirement party. Derek showed up late wearing this North Face jacket I'd priced at $350 online. His wife was carrying a Coach bag that definitely wasn't from the outlet. My dad had just given a speech about finally being able to relax after 40 years of working 2 jobs. Then Derek pulled him aside. I overheard everything. He needed $2,000 for their mortgage, or they'd be on the street by Friday. My dad, this 68-year-old man who'd never taken a real vacation, walked to the ATM at his own retirement party. I watched him count out $200 bills with hands that shook. Something in me snapped. I walked over and said loud enough for everyone to hear, "Derek, you just posted about your Lake Tahoe trip last month. Where's that money coming from?" The entire room went quiet. Derek's face went pale. Vanessa grabbed his arm. My mom rushed over and pulled me aside like I was the problem. "This is not the time or place. Your brother is struggling." I pulled out my phone and showed her Derek's Instagram, the ski trip, the steakhouse dinners, the new gaming setup he'd bragged about in his story. My mom looked at it, then back at me. Social media isn't real life. People post things to feel better about themselves. I couldn't believe it. She was making excuses for him while Dad handed over money he needed for his own medical bills. Derek and Vanessa left early. My parents didn't speak to me for 2 weeks. My sister texted that I'd embarrassed the whole family and needed to apologize. Instead of apologizing, I did something that probably makes me a terrible person. I called Derek's best friend from college, a guy named Mitchell who'd been dodging my brother's calls for months. Mitchell told me everything. Derek had borrowed $8,000 from him for a supposed emergency surgery that never happened. He'd taken $3,000 from Vanessa's own parents claiming their furnace exploded. He'd convinced 3 co-workers to loan him money for car repairs on vehicles that ran perfectly fine. Mitchell had done the math. Over the past 2 years, Derek had collected nearly $45,000 from people who trusted him. I compiled everything. Screenshots, Venmo records, text messages Mitchell forwarded me. I drove to my parents' house and laid it all out on their kitchen table. My dad sat there staring at bank statements, showing transfers to my brother, alongside Instagram posts from the same dates, showing Derek at concerts, at resorts, at restaurants I couldn't afford myself. My mom kept saying there had to be an explanation. Then my sister called. She'd confronted Derek with what I'd found. He broke down and admitted everything. The money wasn't for survival. It was for keeping up appearances. He and Vanessa had been living way beyond their means and using family as their personal bailout fund. He said he'd always planned to pay everyone back once his investments hit. My dad picked up the phone and called Derek himself. I'd never heard my father's voice sound like that. Cold, hollow. He told Derek he had 30 days to return every dollar or he'd tell everyone they'd borrowed from. Derek sold the Jeep. Vanessa's parents found out the surgery was fake and haven't spoken to them since. My mom still says I tore the family apart. I say Derek did that himself when he watched our father skip heart medication to fund a lifestyle built on lies.